everybody. I'm going to tell you about my favorite movie today, and it's called Back to the Future. I also have a book about it. I'll explain it to you. This book is about part 1 of Back to the Future. This book is about Back to the Future. This is Marty McFly. He lives in Hill Valley. The clock struck. The clock broke. Marty's best friend is a scientist named Doc. You can also call him Dr. Emmett Brown. Marty calls him Doc. But Marty's life at home is not so cool. Marty's parents, George and Lorraine, don't seem to love each other. His brother Dave and his sister Linda are always arguing. And George has a mean boss named Biff Tannen. Biff is a bully. He always pushes George around and makes him do extra work. One night, Doc showed his newest invention to Marty. He's built a time machine in a car. The time machine uses a special fuel called plutonium. Flux capacitor, speed time travel. When Marty drove the time machine, he accidentally time traveled to 1955. Years early. It was long before the mall had been built and before the time machine had been invented. This is all Hill Valley. The cars looked different. The clothes looked different. But the clock was working fine because it was still 1 week before the lightning bolt would strike it. Before Marty could find young Doc Brown, he found his parents at a soda shop. In 1955, George and Lorraine were teenagers, just like Marty. And that bully Biff was still pushing poor George around and making him do his homework. Marty defended George and then accidentally interfered with his parents. Marty looked at a photo of himself with his brother and sister, Dave and Linda, was starting to disappear as if they'd never been born. Marty found Doc's house, but then Doc came to a stop. He came to check his car. He was shocked. He did not even know what that car was. Marty said that he came from the future from this car. Doc did not believe him. Doc quickly put together a plan. If we can harness the energy from the lightning, we can send you back to the future. Marty wanted George to talk to Lorraine, but he was too shy. But then Marty looked at his picture with his brother and sister. Only he was left. Marty got an idea for how to make George talk to Lorraine. He already knew that George loved science. He wore an alien suit. He put headphones on George and he switched it on and played music. He woke up and Marty strictly told him that he should talk to Lorraine and show how powerful he is to make Biff better. The trick worked. George found the courage to speak to Lorraine. But then, when they were going back to their home, Then Biff came, pushing Lorraine down. And then Biff came and hit George. Then before Biff had hit Lorraine very painfully, George made his fist powerful and punched Biff. Then they had the dance. And just on time, Marty came in the car. Doc made his plan work, and the thing which happened was that the tree broke and cut the wire. And then Doc went down bumping, but he came back up and then fixed the tree. Fixed the wire. Then finally the wire exploded and Marty came back to the future, zooming fast, just on time before nothing could work. And George and Lorraine always had lots of fun together. And Biff no longer was a bully. But George saw that it was a dream, and he wrote a book about what happened. From that day on, Marty and Doc had many more exciting adventures in the past and future. The end. My mummy wanted me to write about a movie, whatever movie I wanted. I chose Back to the Future. The movie title was Back to the Future. Marty McFly and Doc were the characters. I reviewed it. What was about the movie? That was the easiest one. They went to the past and future. What did you like about the movie? Give a reason for your option. I liked the DeLorean and the hoverboard. What didn't you like? Give a reason for your option. When Biff was bullying George McFly, what happened in your favorite part of the movie? This one was my favorite one, and it's so funny. When Doug bumped on the tree, and when he was coming down from the wire, like that scene, and he was coming down, and then when he came down, he bumped on the tree, and then he came back up. at that scene. I had Back to the Future toys. They were separate. Well, I bought them from Amex. It's from part 2. Marty McFly is from part 2. This is his skateboard, but not the hoverboard. The hoverboard was in chapter 3 and chapter 2. And this is Marty. And look at the lines on his back side. And this yellow bit, I thought it would be white when it was actually yellow. But in the book, they show it was white. Now, dark. Very heavy. I mean, see, it's very hard to hit. When we hit it, it goes like that. And we cannot move it. But except we can move the face. We can do it. Bye. I hope you like the Back to the Future review. I hope you subscribe. Bye.